I just got done watching Squid Game Season 3, and this season broke me. To beautifully executed character deaths, to that depressing ending, and man, that ending was... Before I say anything else, if you haven't watched Squid Games yet, go watch it. It is one of my favorite shows, if not my favorite show. So I recommend you go watch it and come back to this video because I'm going to be talking about major spoilers. Anyway, back to the video. Episode 1 started right where Season 2 left off, with Gi-hoon coming back after his squad got wiped by the guards. After he woke up, he found out the sad truth that nobody survived except him, 120, and 388. Gi-hoon finds out that Daeho didn't bring back the ammo to the rest of the rebellion. So for the rest of the episode, Gi-hoon starts dead staring at Daeho. You know how babies stare at you in Walmart? Yeah, harder than that. And look, I love Gi-hoon. He's one of my top 3 favorite characters. But he has no right to be putting all the blame on Daeho. Like, you were the leader. You could have just shut your mouth and all the players would still be alive right now. And you would have probably won the vote too. But nope, you just had to rebel against the games. And because that didn't work, you're putting all the blame on 388? And to be honest, I didn't think the 4th game was going to be hide and seek. It feels like more of an American game than a Korean game. But I digress. The goal for the Seekers is to find and kill at least one of the hiders. And for the hiders, well, I think it's kind of obvious. The keys unlock doors that are locked, and if you find all 3 of the keys and find the exit, then you pass the game as a hider. Pretty simple. But this one was one of the most depressing games. It's not 1, not 2, but 3 main characters died in this game. And of course, one of them was player 120. And the way that they did it made me so sad, man. While fighting off a seeker, she stumbles into a room with a door inside titled Exit. She uses her 2 keys from Jun-hee and 149. My two goats. She opened the door and started to walk in, but then she realized she had to get her friends.
I found the exit. We can all get out of here now. Come on.
And the person who stabbed her was player 333, Jun-hee's ex. When I saw this, I almost shed a tear. I was straight-faced, but I was dying on the inside. Just hear me out. She helped defend Jun-hee when she was giving birth and single-handedly killed 2 seekers and found the exit. And when she could have left, she decided to go back and help her friends. And what does she get in return? A knife in her back. I guess you can say she got backstabbed. But trust me, if you thought that was sad, that was definitely on the lower half of sad deaths. This is right next to when they killed off Ali. I still miss you. But I think we can all agree that 388 did not deserve to die. I think the director had to find a way for Gi-hoon to kill somebody willingly. But why did it have to be him? But to be honest, his death was not that sad. He just didn't deserve it. But you know what death was sad? 007. At the start of the game, they switched roles. 149 was hider and 007 was seeker. And I knew as soon as they switched, 007 was not going to make it. I knew that he didn't have it in him. And I honestly felt bad for the guy. At the end of the game, he came to his mom and tried to kill Jun-hee. If I was there, I would not let that slide. I would jump with a man and give him a 10-piece chicken combo. But what actually happened was just depressing. As he was about to kill Jun-hee, 149 stabbed her own son in the back. And while he was dying, he was saying, "I'm so sorry." Man, Squid Game, why? Why'd you have to do this? You could have just let him live. Just why? No, but being serious, this was the first time I cried this season. And we're only on episode 2. And by the way, oh yes, I know, it's a new shirt. This video has taken way too long for me to make. I'm sound de-energized here because I am mentally drained. But anyway, if you made this far into the video, I just want to say I applaud you. Comment Glazer. Just Glazer. You know, like how you glaze people? Comment Glazer in the comments if you've made it this far into the video. I want to see how many people have made it this far. Because my watch time hours are very low. And that's bad. Usually people only last until a minute 30. So I really, really would enjoy if you commented Glazer on the bottom of the video in the comments. Anyway, back to the video. Now, episode 3. I should probably tell you about the 2 side plots that are going on too. The first side plot is the boat side plot. And there's a lot of people hating on this because they thought it was too boring. And I agree. It does get pretty boring at times, but in this episode, it was actually kind of good. After 15 years and 21 days of searching, they finally found a clue. They found a clue. It's not really a clue, it's kind of more of a gut feeling. But anyways, side plot 2. This side plot, I really did not care for. Like, when I tell you I really didn't care for it, I mean it. I really did not like how much screen time it was taking up. This side plot basically goes like this. One of the guards knows one of the players in the games, and that player decides to join the rebellion. And when the rebellion failed, the guard shot him in a non-lethal area, and dressed him up in a guard uniform. That's basically the gist of the side plot. I like the other side plot so much better, because this side plot takes up a lot of the runtime, and it's just a big drag. But with those out of the way, let's get back to the good stuff. So in this episode, they start the 5th game. You know the one in the trailer with the dolls? Yeah, that one. But before the game even started, they killed 149. And I should have known she was going to go out like that, because before she died, she told Gi-hoon a very sad story about her and her kid. And man, when they brought out the casket, I thought it was going to be like another person inside, just like how they did with Gi-hoon. But nope. It was from 149. I miss you. At least I still have one of my goats. Not counting Gi-hoon, because he is literally everybody's goat. Including mine. Don't worry, Gi-hoon. You're still my goat. But after 149 died, they started the 5th game. Which again, it was a game that I didn't predict. It was jump rope. I thought it was going to be a version of red light, green light, but with trains? I don't know, man. But there were some nice moments. Like Mitsu getting revenge on Namgu in the most pathetic way. Like, you couldn't be violent in any way. You just had to throw the pendant. And we also got player 100 pooping his pants. One of my favorite parts of this episode. And we got to see Gi-hoon make it all the way through while carrying the baby. Man, he's so goated. He's so goated. But why is he carrying Jun-hee's baby again? As you all know, they were playing jump rope in this game. And as you all know, Jun-hee's ankle got fractured last game. And this was the problem that the episode opened up with. How is 222 going to make it across? Gi-hoon was going to go back and get her, but she declined. Thinking of the safety of her baby because she's just a goated mom. Jun-hee. Jun-hee. No, I can't say it. No, no, no! Why her? Why did she have to go? She was one of the last characters that I actually cared about. Why Netflix? Why did you have to break the last remnants of my heart? I just can't, man. I just really can't. Ever since I saw season 3 of Squid Game, I've been mourning her ever since. But let me just say one more thing. The actor who played Jun-hee in Squid Game played her with so much emotion and talent. And after doing research for this video, I found out that she isn't even an actor. She's a singer. And she's a really good singer. She only sang 2 songs in Korean. And one of them was by Taylor Swift. So that's minus some points. But if you want to check them out, especially the Taylor Swift one. The Taylor Swift one is my favorite one because her vocals are beautiful. The other one is in there too because that one's good too. I'll put the link in the description for you guys. After they packed up my last goat, besides 4, 5, 6... the 5th game ended. We're basically in the finals now. And the finalists are Gi-hoon, the old man, 333, and Mitsu. And a bunch of randoms. And no, I'm not lying. These are actually the finalists. Or should I say, were the finalists. Because the VIPs decided to put Jun-hee's baby as a player. A newborn is now considered 222. And when I saw this, I was happy at first, but then I realized that the other players besides Gi-hoon and 333 were just going to try to kill the baby. Thanks, VIPs. You literally do nothing except make my mental health even worse. And before the final game started, the side plus got some pretty nice progression. Jun-ho finally found another clue on where the island is. Yeah, he hasn't found it yet. And the guard finally got 246 on a boat. But I will say though, she is tough. Like, good for her for doing this stuff. Oh, and one more thing before the final game. I want to talk about Gi-hoon's meeting with the frontman. Oh my disappointment. I wasn't expecting Gi-hoon to kill the frontman because that goes against his morals. But do something! Like, slap him! Do literally anything! Do it for Jumbe! But anyway, they sat down and talked. And the frontman gave him a knife and he basically told him to kill the rest of the players. And if he does, then he'll win the game with the baby. And you're probably thinking, Reed, that's not a disappointment. That's actually kind of entertaining. And I'll beg to differ. Because the frontman faked his death beautifully and hid his identity really well. And then this just took a big fat turd on that and ruined all the cover up that was so beautifully executed. But anyway, their meeting leads us to the beginning of the 5th episode, where Gi-hoon was going to kill player 100, but he decided not to. Thanks to a special appearance from Saebyuk. Let's go. It was so good to see her again, even though she wasn't really back. Gi-hoon ends up not doing it, and then we start the final round. And the final round is Sky Squid Game, which was a big surprise. I thought it was going to be a normal Squid Game, but nope, it was Sky Squid Game. And I'm not really complaining. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. But the thing was, I really did not care for Gi-hoon's opponents, because I knew he was going to make it to at least the final round. So I'm just going to skip through the first 2 rounds. But before I talk about the first 2 rounds, I should probably tell you about the rules. And don't worry, there's only 2 major rules. Rule 1, you have to kill at least 1 person every round. And rule 2 is that they have to press a button to start the round. It's pretty simple. So in the first round, they killed a character that I did not care for in the slightest. He's a big, whiny, scared cat that didn't know what to do, so he had to leech onto other people to survive. And not to mention, he let Semi die. So I was happy that they killed him off. So now we go on to the second round. And in the second round, all the players decided to kill 456 and the baby. But that backfired when 333 decided to stand up for the baby and Gi-hoon. Let's freaking go! But the random unnamed people started beating up one guy half to death and named him the Lunchbox. And they said that they would pack him up next round and then they would be done with the games. I think it's a little unfair for that one guy, but for the most part, it was a good idea. But then Gi-hoon started saying, nah, that ain't fair. Let's draw lots. And Gi-hoon, I know it's not fair, but this guy is almost dead. Like, you can't undo what they did to him. But wait, there's more. After a fight broke out of Gi-hoon saying this, the only people left were the baby, 456, 333, and 100. Oh, and the Lunchbox. And the old man started trying to be reasonable. But 333 had to be greedy and pushed him off. And I was partially happy when I saw this. One side of me was celebrating because they put that man where he deserves. But the other side of me knew what was going to happen next. After 333 pushed 100 off the edge, they turned around and saw that the Lunchbox did not want to be part of the game anymore. I don't know how people liked him. He's just so selfish. After that beating that they gave him, he probably was going to die anyways. You know what? Should I give this innocent baby and the people who defended me against the people who packed me up a win? Nah, I'm gonna make them fight amongst themselves. And after the Lunchbox self-eliminated himself, it was only 333, the baby, and Gi-hoon left. And I knew my heart was gonna be broken one more time. Episode 6. This finale caught me way more off guard than I expected. In good ways, and some bad. The good thing was we saw Jun-ho finally make it onto the island after 35 years and 69 days of searching.
But it's about to explode.
And then there's the bad stuff, which all comes in the final round, in the final game. Because 333 thought it was a perfect time for him to completely lose his mind. I get it, Junhee's death broke him. But dog, you're gonna threaten your baby? And the guy who's protecting your baby? I thought he wasn't actually gonna drop it, but he was hardcore bluffing. RP 333, man. Why did you have to be an Eldad? Just why? And after 333's death, came the second most heartbreaking moment in the entire season. Because Junhee's was obviously first, guys. Come on now. Gi-hoon comes back on top of the platform and realizes that he forgot to start the round. Meaning one of them had to go. Gi-hoon or 222's baby. And I was hoping that Junho was going to come in and shoot the glass, ending the round or something, but it's Junho. It took him 57 years to get here. Gi-hoon proceeds to kiss the baby on the forehead and proceeds to say the most powerful line in the show.
We are not horses. We are humans. And humans are...
Player 456 eliminated.
Hearing the word player 456 eliminated turned whatever fragments of my heart I had left to dust. I'm not mad. It just hurts. With Gi-hoon gone, that means the CGI baby won. The rest of the episode tied up loose ends, like the guard getting player 256 back home and getting their happy endings. And the frontman giving Junho Junhee's baby and the prize money. And the season ends with the frontman giving Gi-hoon's daughter her father's Squid Game uniform. And the leftover of the money Gi-hoon had. And then we got a glimpse of what Squid Game in America is going to look like. Finally, the overanalyzation is done. I still have mental damage from it. No, but seriously, I have a lot of mental damage from that season. It's not even funny. The one thing that I would change though is that my 4 goats survive. Anyway, huge shout out to the YouTube channel on screen. I took very, very big inspiration from him. Like, I mean really big inspiration. Like, 50% of this video is just shot-to-shot remake from his video. I'll have his YouTube channel in the link in the description, along with Joe Yuri's videos too. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Please subscribe and yeah, that's it. I'll see you all next video. Peace. Also, if you made it this far, thank you.